Hi Aries, welcome to your November 2018 General Tarot reading. I'm Raina. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. The focus of this reading is the Five of Swords, which is a card of slander, feeling of that somebody is lying about you and creating this false narrative about you in some area of your life. I mean, this could be a work situation or romantically. I get like more of the personal relationship, but I'm going to try to keep it more universal. And to me, this is like a Gemini type of card because it's a swords, and number 5 connects with Mercury. So there's that's what I associate with Gemini. So maybe it's a Gemini individual, but there's a negative connotation to it, I would say, with the Five of Swords. It's not like something you can make into that there's a good part of it or a bad part. I can't think of anything specifically that I would associate in other words, it's kind of a challenging card. The heart of the matter is the Ten of Cups. So it's almost like coming from this position of something being really good to now feeling that something isn't that good. And let me show you the challenging card. That's maybe you being in denial of. This is the Son of Wands, which is the Knight of Wands. So it does seem like somebody who is afraid of commitment and is telling you things that are not true. And you really thought you were coming from this very positive partnership. And the Ten of Cups is happy marriage, happy family. And when I say marriage, it's the equivalent of marriage, so it's a committed partnership. And now, maybe not feeling like you can trust this person. And so I think that with that Ten of Cups, that's the biggest blow. Because if I had gotten a negative card for that one, it would have been you went into something that you should have known better. But it might have been that you started out with something that was very happy and it's degenerated into this. The higher message is the Strength card. So I would say this is like spiritual advice to you, Gemini. One thing is, it's interesting, in this deck, the Strength card is number 11 instead of 8. And I'd like to find out exactly why they do it differently. Because the number 11 is a master number, okay? And if you think about the number 11, which is not supposed to be reduced when you're working with numbers, it's a higher vibration of the number 2, okay? Because it is, if you did break it down, it would become a 2. Now, the ones that comprise the 11, the number 1 is a number of independence. And yet, when two people get together, if one or both do not feel strong within themselves, there's a weakness in the relationship, but they become weaker as well. A lot of people, I think, have the misconception that if they feel weak inside and they form a partnership with somebody else, that person is going to make them feel stronger. And it doesn't work that way, because usually if you're attracting a person in your weakness, that person will be weak. And you will kind of accentuate each other's weaknesses. So the Strength card is about you learning to derive your strength or your sense of stability within yourself. And this requires you to love yourself more. In other words, have higher self-esteem. Yes, it is easier said than done. That's a process. It's not like an instantaneous thing. So it's not like a something that happens overnight. You have to make that a top priority. And that includes finding out what method works best for you. And this is also, I think, saying you've got this, you're stronger than you know, and it's going to require strength to get through the situation. If it's anything as I've described, it will take strength. And strength meaning that you don't cave. If you feel like somebody's lying to you, that you don't believe their lies because it's easier than facing the truth. Things like that. This is the practical advice. We have the Two of Cups. This is a card sometimes of forgiveness. So maybe is there somebody that you need to forgive in order to move on with your life. And this could be from like 30 years ago. This doesn't have to be right now. Even the person that you're dealing with, you don't have to hate them in order to move on. As a matter of fact, the best way to move on from somebody is to let go of the animosity so that you're not even thinking about them that much. This is also a card of reconciliation. So it could be that it's showing you what is going on. If this person that you are dealing with has gotten back together with an ex, we have this Venus retrograde in November for half of the month still. And that can bring back people from the past. And maybe, I don't know if any of you, this is a love, a marriage that you're trying to reconcile. And that this is kind of asking you, that sometimes with the Two of Cups, there has to be a choice in love, with love. And maybe your choice is whether to stay with this person and believe the lies or to go. What is coming in is represented by the Fool card. So this is, I wouldn't just automatically say this is proof that you're going to start over fresh and, you know, leave a relationship. This could be that if you were to stay with somebody, you would have to start from scratch, that you would not be able to resent them for what they've made, but that would mean that they would have to come clean with you if they've been lying. So I'm trying to be positive and not just assume that you're going to leave a relationship, but if that's the case, that can simply mean that. And what's nice about the Fool card is that you may be changing a lot in your life, and you've already changed. Sometimes I wonder if the change is what has contributed to the other person feeling threatened. If you've changed radically in the last 7 years, Aries, it's possible that this other person simply felt like you were too different and they kind of overreacted due to that, because you've had Uranus in your sign. And actually, probably in November, starting on the 1st, I think, Uranus is going to be back in Aries, retrograding. And so you're going to have several more months of this. And this November period, you know, dovetails with that. And so maybe this is activating more, you know, sudden changes in your life. If you've already had some of these, that may not have been something that you found enjoyable, but, you know, even if not, it could point to the fact that it's necessary for you to grow. And the outcome is the Father of Pentacles. This is a card of very good finances, and it's possible that you're dealing with a more mature man who is an earth sign, who is very stable and maybe prominent in his community. So we're talking about, it could be your actual father, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual. And this may be somebody, maybe you are going home and staying with your parents and just trying to, if you're somebody that is trying to save money, for instance, this person may help you. Maybe this person gives you a loan. But the point is that there is this sense of stability and reliability that you can turn to in somebody else. And this helps you now as you feel perhaps a bit unsettled. The Five of Swords indicates some sort of conflict or drama that's occurring in your life, and you're seeking stability in order to counter that feeling. So perhaps you find it in another person, unless it's an aspect of yourself where you're kind of saying to yourself, I have, what's that saying? It's basically, I can do better by myself, or I can't think of it right now. But the idea, I've got, coming to the realization, why do I need this person? I'm taking care of myself already, and I can continue to take care of myself. I have financial security, and I don't need any kind of drama in my life, So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, Aries. If you'd like a private reading, please click on one of the links below. I hope that you have a wonderful November. Take care. Bye.